The bishops of Kenya officially announced Pope Francis will visit Africa. The Holy Father arrives in Nairobi November 25th and stays 2 days. Catherine Szeltner is here with more.
Brian, we've known for a while Pope Francis is going to visit the Central African Republic and Uganda. But it wasn't until today that bishops confirmed Kenya will be his first African stop. He'll be the fourth pope in modern times to make this trek to Africa. When Pope Francis lands in Nairobi this November, he'll be in good company. St. John Paul II visited Kenya's capital in 1980, just one of his 14 trips to Africa. Pope Benedict XVI made 2 visits to the continent in 2009 and 2011. But the first papal trip to Africa in modern times was Pope Paul VI's tour to Uganda in 1969. At the time, the head of Vatican finances is quoted saying, "It's easier to organize a trip to the moon than a trip for the Pope to Africa." While travel is easier nearly 5 decades later, Pope Francis faces his share of challenges on the African continent. Poverty, disease, and terrorist threats are reality for the African Church. Last year, a Cameroon priest told me what it's like to live surrounded by Boko Haram terrorists.
It becomes really difficult for you to be at peace because you don't know when they strike, you don't know what their next activities are going to be.
While Pope Francis hasn't visited Africa yet, he regularly meets with African church leaders. And today, Kenyan bishops asked the faithful to pray for the upcoming Kenyan visit and justice and peace based on God's love. When Pope Francis arrives in Kenya, he'll meet with the nation's president, visit UN offices, and the slums of the capital. With this trip added to the calendar, 2015 remains a busy year for the 78-year-old. Brian?
All right, thank you, Catherine.